It's a long story, but somehow or other we got separated again. On the bank of the Ganges, in a place called Patna, I was living with a very old sadhu. He was Radhanath Swami. He was about 85 years old. I was 20 at the time. And he just took me in like a son. He didn't speak English. But there was an old man, almost 90, that spoke English. And we would have long talks about philosophy, theology, sociology, so many subjects. He was very learned. And every day he would take me to his best friend's house. Not house, his office. It was an X-ray clinic. And his friend's name was Muhammad. Muhammad would speak from the Quran. Narayan Prasad, my friend, would speak from the Bhagavad Gita, the Ramayana, the Vedas. And I would speak from whatever I knew. I kind of had collective ideas. One day I was sitting on the bank of the Ganges, and I asked Narayan Prasad, in a country where Hindus and Muslims have so much conflict, how is it that you're best friends? I'll never forget his answer. He looked at me and said, a dog will recognize his master in any way his master or her master dresses. Sometimes the master's in a tuxedo, sometimes in blue jeans, sometimes in robes, sometimes in underwear, sometimes naked. But the dog will recognize the master. He said, we understand from our scriptures that God has appeared or sent his divine servants to this world in many times, in many ways throughout human history. If we don't recognize our God in another person's religion, then we are less than the dog. That hit me. In my journey, somehow or other, I ended up, I was going somewhere else, but I actually got trapped somewhere. And when I was about to leave that place, I got typhoid fever and I couldn't leave. And the name of the place is Vrindavan. It's the place of Krishna. Krishna's name of God, which means all attractive, all sweet, all loving, all beautiful. And there they practice what is called bhakti, the yoga or the spiritual path of devotion. That the principle is the most fundamental need of every living being is to love and be loved. If we have everything else but not that, we can't really be happy. And if we have that, whether we have everything else or not, there's something very deep. And that natural need to love and be loved, the origin of that is the eternal soul, the eternal self's natural love for the divine, for God. We call Krishna. There are many names. That supreme origin of everything. And to awaken that love through unselfish seva or service, and through connecting our consciousness and cleaning our consciousness, the ecology of our hearts, naturally that love awakens. It's our greatest potential. In a very mysterious way in Vrindavan, I met the teacher who I was later to follow, Srila Prabhupada. who taught a very, very universal but very specific culture, lifestyle, philosophy of awakening that love. And in my own heart, I found that this was so inclusive to the essence of what I found in so many spiritual traditions. And through this journey home, I realized that our home is wherever we are connected to that love, to that devotion, to our beloved. And wherever we can share that love in whatever we may do.